Hey, welcome back to the channel, friends. Man, as always, it is good to see you. It's a Stoker, and it's Q&A Wednesday, and we have an announcement to make here in a minute, and we're also going to talk about survival kit essentials, and that's going to be the topic of the discussion. So I'm going to want to get some of your comments down below. So first things first is going to be the announcement of who gets the survival kit, who won the giveaway. And the winner is Jacob, man. Congratulations, our future soldier. You had the most likes, man. You blew this thing out of the water with like 15 likes on your comment. So I hope that you and your brother are able to go out and enjoy this thing, and before you ship off, and after you ship off, and good times. And I really look forward to this conversation that we're going to have down in the comments below, because I think you all bring a lot of depth and value and insight to the basic functional areas that we need to be able to operate in. And through that, we need to have survival kit essentials. And so check out the comments down below, and check out my Amazon affiliate link down in the description. It'll start you off over to Amazon, and I got some different areas and some different items that are in there, and based off of what you give me down in the comments, you may see some more items that'll populate. Just know, if you click on an Amazon affiliate link, it will support the channel should you make a purchase, but it will cost you nothing. So let's get this going. And so I'm super stoked for Jacob, and I'm really stoked to have seen so many people and so many stories that they're sharing of how they're trying to get out and do some different things with some different people who are in their lives. So it was really awesome to be able to celebrate this little bit of a milestone for is. It's not a huge milestone, but just to be able to celebrate a moment in time with all of you all, because you all are out there who are the ones who make this possible and made that milestone possible. So from me to you, thank you so much. So moving on, survival kit essentials. What are the top items that you need in a survival kit? Whether it's a survival kit, everyday carry items that you carry, whether it's something that you have in your car, some things that you have cached, or a larger assemblage or something, because I'm a firm believer in having layers, and there's really no such thing as a single inch bag or something like that, right? But I think that there are probably 9 areas, if we think about the whole realm of what we have to be prepared to be able to survive and thrive in. And again, this is going back to something that we talked about a couple weeks ago, and it's what's the survival essentials, and I gave 3 things, and I said the essential things that we need for our mindset needs to be that we need to be focused on our experience and our skills and our equipment, right? And either one of these 3 things is like a leg. If you take away one leg, the whole thing falls off. So now we're kind of focusing and talking about the top items that we need for our equipment, and the things, and more than specifically a individual tool. Like you need to have a knife, and I would agree, man, you need to have some form of a cutting tool, but you need to be able to do different functions. For example, you need to be able to provide for food, and there are a lot of different items that are out there that can help provide for food. Maybe it's a fishing kit. Maybe you got a sticker, a frog gigger in your car, and you just put it on a handle or on a stick. Maybe you have a gill net, right? All kinds of things. Of course, rifles and spears and bows and arrows and different things of this nature. So you need to be able to provide for your food. The next area, of course, we need to be able to take care of is water. And these are in no particular order, but we need to be able to drink, right? We can't go more than just a few days without water, because you'll die. So how are you going to collect? How are you going to filter if needed? And how are you going to purify your water? What are you going to drink this water out of? What are you going to store your water in? Lots of different things there. So what are your top food items that you need to have, and what are your top water items that you need to have? Next up is fire, right? And because you need to be able to, I think, be able to maintain a fire. It does so much for you. This is a functional area that if we're not prepared and have some redundancy, man, it can make the worst night even worse, and even more than just maintaining a core temp. Having a fire gives you a lot of abilities in your kit bag to be able to do so much things. It stretches into how you can process and cook your food, how you can purify your water. It just stretches into so many different things. And so what are your favorite fire things that you think that you need to have in a kit bag? Whether it's the standard Bic lighter, I think everybody needs to have a Bic lighter. Maybe you prefer and like to go more primitive, and you prefer flint and steel or a ferro rod. Maybe you want a stinking Benzomatic blowtorch, man. I mean, what do you think should be in this bag? And the reason why we need to find out what should be in this bag is I'm putting together the next giveaway, and it's a larger pack. It was a 3V pack I reviewed a long time ago, not that long ago, a few months ago, and I want to start stuffing this thing with items over the course of the next few months. And then the next bag is going to be even better than this one. It's going to be huge. So we need to have some sort of thing to be able to take care of fire. Next up is we need some form of shelter. Right? We need to be able to protect ourselves from the elements. Also going to protect us from not just the weather, but also the animals that are around us, depending on especially the situation and the location where we're at, where we may need to provide a little bit of a degree of separation like that. So we have to think about whether we're just going to use a tarp and just call it that. Again, depending on the layer of how large of a pack or a kit that we're talking about, a hammock, tent, what it is. What do you think that we should have in a survival kit? And again, I'm not talking specific, size of kit. Just, what are your top items? And specifically, what are your top items? Next up is navigation, right? And of course, is a wilderness navigation is huge for me. But I think we need to be able to navigate. We need to be able to know and have equipment that can get us from A to B. Now, maybe, with a smaller survival kit like this, I don't have any navigation devices in here per se, but I can use a knife and make a shadow stick, right? So, I mean, I can still do some kind of navigation. I can figure out what direction north is. So what are your top navigation items? I think mine is a Cammenga compass, of course, and I do enjoy my base plates as well. Garmin GPS devices work fine as well, and there are other manufacturers out there too. So let me know what you think down in the comments below about what are your favorite navigation items. Next up is communication, man, and this is big. I haven't spent a whole lot of time on communication, but we need to be able to communicate with other people who may be in our group, with people who might be looking for us, right? Sending off an emergency distress signal or something of this nature. So, what are your top items for communication? It could be a chem light, it could be a ham radio, it could be a CB radio, it could be a fire, it could be a signal mirror. What are your top items for as it relates to communication? Let us know down in the comments below, because I think this is huge, and this is something that we don't really spend a lot of time on as well. But there are some really good videos out there if you want to deep dive, and I think I'm going to try to get some knocked out in the future as well. Right, and so we also need to be able to maintain a core body temperature. Man, if you can't maintain a core temp, you're gonna die, right? You're going to die. So what are your favorite items to maintain a core? So maybe it's just a beanie and a large trash bag, right? I mean, that could work, and that trash bag could have a lot of different use for a lot of different areas as well. Thinking of water collection or shelter, all kinds of stuff, man. So what are your favorite items to be able to maintain a core temp? Is there a best jacket, a best vest that you found, a best, whatever it is, gloves that are out there? What are your favorite items to be able to maintain your core body temperature. Well, and so we also need to be able to take care of basic first aid. Now, on our person, I got sleeves that I can use to bandage some different things. I can make field expedient splints or slings or drags, out in the brush. But I think I need to be able to maintain some sort of degree of equipment on my person in my kit, and I do in my bag. Of being able to care for myself or to care for others. And now, truth be told, I have cared for other people way more than I've cared for myself. But I think that's a calling that we have on us to be able to be prepared to help other people. I've helped injured hikers with cuts and bruises and sprained ankles and hurt knees and things and different punctures. And so, what are your favorite items? Whether it's just I'm going to take a tourniquet. I'm going to have some bandages, some Neosporin, some aspirin is huge, right? Very all around. So let me know down in the comments below about what you think we need to be able to take care of and manage some different basic first aid, some wilderness first aid survival equipment. We also need some form of self-defense, right? We need to be able to protect ourselves. When it comes to survival kits, this is not something that we talk about a lot, but it's a function that we need to be able to do if we're out moving through a wilderness area. Again, whether this is an urban environment or a rural environment, we're often in the brush. We need to be able to protect ourselves. You get feral hogs that are out there that'll come get you, depending on what place. If I can learn how to talk, depending on where you're at in the world, you have even more exotic animals that will come get you. You got snakes that are going to come get you. And again, so that's why even sleeping in a hammock above the ground can be beneficial to you, because it can keep you away from some of the critters that will eat you. And I apologize for that. Brad Boudreaux, I see you. So what are your favorite items to be able to for self-defense? Maybe it is just a pistol, maybe it's a 410, maybe it's a 1022, maybe it's some sort of Armalite rifle or something of this nature. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. And I think that's about it, right? So for the basic items, the basic functional areas that we need to be able to operate in. So food, fire, water, shelter, navigation, first aid, self-defense, maintaining a core body temperature, things of this nature. We need to these are the functional areas that we need equipment for, and I need your comments down below about what your favorite or best items are for these different areas.